Dopamine. Let's talk about Dopamine, our latest single music video. I would say my favorite song from the EP. This song is about addiction. This song is about craving craving for distractions and trying to fill the void, the existential void with external things, with material things, with our phones, with playing games, with drugs, you name it. And this is I think it's probably my favorite song because that speaks it's very personal to me. It's something I've asked myself still to this day, but especially after the pandemic and everything that happened, it was hard to keep our minds, not busy with anxiety, with worries, with a bit of fear, and how that led me to a path of trying constantly to be distracted, being unsatisfied with things within me, being not able to sit with a feeling, not able to observe that feeling, and then kind of like understand that, okay, it's a feeling, let's just feel it. And I've been reading a lot in the last maybe 3 or 4 years about Zen Buddhism. I'm into this hippie stuff, right? I like it, meditation, and trying to learn that, like how to be more in tune with our own selves, with my own self. And this song was a bit like that, a reflection of this duality within me of, okay, I want to be more present, I want to be more in tune with myself, but I'm also just seeking distractions all the time, just running away from myself, right? And in the pre-chorus, there's this sentence saying, I'm just looking for a reason to find you. I think this is the summary of even why it's called dopamine, this craving for a distraction. I'm going through my day, and just at the end of the day, I'm just looking for a good reason to find the right distraction for the day, right? I'm gonna sit the rest of the day playing games just to numb my brain, or I'm gonna go there and have a cigarette, or I'm gonna get shit-faced with booze because I'm running away from myself. Of course, it's probably a very overly simplistic take on mental health. I don't intend to judge anyone with that. It's really looking at my own experience and trying to write a song reflecting on my own struggles with that. And I think the visualization, the illustration of that struggle is really in the save me one more time from myself, dopamine, and just repeating, please dopamine all the time. That's why I wanted to keep the title as Dopamine, very explicit. And I remember listening to podcasts from this Andrew Huberman guy talking about dopamine, and not only that, but trying to read about it as well. And my understanding of it is that dopamine in itself is not coming. It's not necessarily a reward substance flowing in our bodies, chemical. It's not after we do something rewarding. It's actually leading to that moment. So it's more like, let's say, if I'm addicted to eating sugar every day, right? The dopamine is not necessarily kicking in after I eat the sugar, but it's actually right before. It's the anticipation to get there. So yeah, that was the reflection for the song. The inspiration, as I just said, was my own personal journey in the aftermath, mostly in the aftermath of the pandemic. That was, again, like in Brave New World, I was listening a lot to Queens of the Stone Age. There was a lot of the riffing, especially in the chorus, going through this like, and this note is in tune. This note I somehow feel like sounds very Queens of the Stone Age style. I don't really know what this. Maybe it's also the major third, I guess, on top of the root and the fifth. Yeah, Queens of the Stone Age is definitely there as a musical inspiration. Metallica is again there, I think, and the aggression and the vocal delivery as well. By the time we were producing this song, I was listening a lot to Metallica's. I I like the album Sent Anger. A lot of Metallica fans might criticize that. I think, of course, the drum sound are... I'm not gonna go that way, but that drum sound is weird. But the lyrical content in the album, I find it quite nice, and especially the beginning of the album is great. So I was listening. There's one song that I really like from that album, which is Frantic. Frantic is really nice, and Sent Anger as well. And I was listening to those songs a lot. So I think when it came to the vocal delivery, there was a bit of that aspect coming into how I could sing, because I wanted to convey this sense of maybe desperation, but also aggression a little bit, that I find, of course, again, right, like what James Hetfield does with vocals, it's just fantastic. And I wasn't trying to imitate that, it's really trying to steal this vibe and bring it to our band and see how that sounds. I really like it, how it's turned out to be. As much as when I listen to our music, it's always weird because I'm objectively judging it so much, how many things I could have done better. But I think it is what it is. And at that time I had discovered this band I'm obsessed with lately called Tiger Cub from the UK. If you don't know them, I definitely recommend you to check them out. And in my opinion, what they do is they get this stoner sound, they modernize it. And this has been a massive inspiration to me in terms of songwriting and production lately. And I think in their early albums they sounded a bit more like Nirvana, and nowadays I think they sound like a more sophisticated, maybe sophisticated is not the best word, but in terms of songwriting and sound design, that they go for sophisticated Queens of the Stone Age, sophisticated stoner, like fancy stoner maybe, a bit gothic. Tiger Cub. I wouldn't say they are... I cannot really see elements of Tiger Cub sounds in Dopamine, but they were inspiring me as a whole. Like, I was listening a lot to them, to those three bands when we were producing the song. In terms of the production, what was it like? Also in the recording, nothing particular to say. I think the music video, the work that Roman did there is fantastic. I really like how it looks like. He's a ninja with all he did there. But it was a lot of work, like the whole day. We were 12 hours of work, and most of that work was because of bad planning on our side, to be honest. And initially I personally wanted to go for a video which is less of us playing and more like a story, talking about all the things I just mentioned, of the distractions, the addiction, filling the internal void. But let's be honest, if you want to do acting in a music video, you need to have a clear, that's something I learned, you have to have a clear storyline, script, and you need to... I wouldn't say any of us were good actors, but you need to be willing to try that. And we failed miserably in that sense, so we reverted back to just us playing. And I think Roman did a fantastic job with making that work really well. But a lot of the work came because of those changes of plans, and I think we adapted well, but we planned a bit poorly. So, but the end result is still great. That's what matters the most. What this song means to me, to finish off when reflecting on it, I would say it's realizing that we have the power to change things, full stop. We have the power to change things, but especially because the song talks about our internal, like my internal struggles. There are so many things in it, and that's also my present journey, realizing that so many things are outside of our hands that we cannot really control, right? So I'm making this video, I'm putting it out, but if I associate the success of this initiative, or associate the success of our music we're putting out in what others think of it, then it's probably gonna fail, because I don't have control of that, right? Maybe it flops, maybe there's 2 people watching this, but that's not really the thing. I think the change starts when I'm thinking, I want to just put this out, I want to do this because it resonates with me personally, right? So it's more like the things we have control of, which are not so many, those are the things we could focus on, because that's where change is happening. So when I'm singing towards the end of the song, what if I have all the answers, but all the answers are in my head, but I keep running away? that is my realization of, okay, if I'm constantly seeking distractions, if I'm addicted to those like bad habits that I cannot get rid of, maybe I should just focus on the things I can control, like on a daily basis, the things I can try to do for my own good. And yeah, that's what the song means to me. Probably that's also why this is my favorite song from the EP, because it kind of wraps up the journey of those broken parts made whole, right? All of those little shards, um, that we were broken after everything that happened in 2020, 2021 with us, everyone fighting their own battles, and then picking those things up, and instead of just throwing it away and saying let's start from scratch, it's like let's pick it up, let's see the beauty in the scars as well, and let's kind of move on with that, right? It's part of us. So yeah, I think this concludes the series of videos, and thank you for watching. Would love to know your opinions on it. It's the first time I'm actually doing this. It feels awkward to me to look at the screen and be talking for 10 minutes time about a song. It's been a cool exercise to reflect also on the songs and share a bit with you. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Bye!